Good evening. Tonight we're going to do sweet and sour pork. I know it's like everybody's little favorite, and even kids will eat sweet and sour pork when they go to a Chinese buffet and stuff. So it's kind of a good standby. So we're going to make some tonight. I'm going to start with the sauce. I have some low sodium soy sauce. This is a rice vinegar. This is like 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Nice and thick. And I think this is a half a cup of honey. Or full cup of honey. That's what it was. Come on. And I'm going to whisk this together. Get it all incorporated here. Takes a little bit just because that tomato paste is so thick. Oh, it's coming together. Good. Next we have cornstarch and just plain old water. We're going to whisk them together so that in the end we can thicken up our sauce just a little bit. Have a nice little whisk that does this. Keep that right to the side also. Right next here we have 1.5 pounds of pork cut in cubes, whatever. I had some pork steak, so I used pork steak. Whatever kind of pork you have, basically. And I tried to cut around some of the fat stuff that we didn't need. I'm going to take a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And I'm just going to mix it all up. I'm going to do it with my hands. I washed my hands just a second ago. And want to get salt and pepper on all of these. That's good. Ready? Okay, we're going to take some cornstarch and some regular all-purpose flour and put it together. I want to mix that up real good. And we're going to go piece by piece. Flour, 2 eggs, and then into our hot oil. That's 2 cups of vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil this evening. So I'm going to take some of these pieces and just start dropping in. I'm going to have to do several little batches. I know that. We'll drop them in. Go back. Back. Shake off some of that excess flour. I got to go in there. And what this does is the egg will, and the flour is going to make kind of a little crust, a pasty crust that we're going to make nice and browned and hopefully a little crunch to it. this should be medium hot, about 350 degrees. Now when we first put them in, the temperature is going to drop a little bit, just naturally. These will take between 5 and 7 minutes to cook tops and bottoms. I think I'll stop right there and let these cook a bit. When they're all nice and browned on all sides, we get them out of the oil. Just go onto a paper towel, drain some of that grease off, and we'll do another batch. And here we have the 1.5 pounds of pork that's been fried, and it's just draining, and I tasted one. Pretty good, nice and crunchy, has a good mouthfeel. Now we're going to put the sauce together and the other vegetables in the actual stir fry. Well, this is a stir fry portion, and people will get their woks oiled up 2 different ways. You can put it in the middle and then swirl it around, or you can start at the top and swirl it around at the top and let it drip down into the bottom, and make sure it's all, that's about a tablespoon. And we got that, we need to get that nice and heated up because this is going to cook nice and quick. We're going to start with our onions. These onions, if you can tell, are cut pretty big, like 1-inch sections. And we have some minced garlic to go in there, and we're just going to do this up and each one of these phases don't take more than a minute. Yeah. Oh, I love that smell. Onions and garlic. Okay, we have a cup of green bell pepper, a cup of red bell pepper, all cut into nice 1-inch by 1-inch pieces, nice hefty pieces. Mix it all up. There again, we're not trying to cook these all the way through. They should have some crunch and bite left in them. Add in a cup of drained pineapple. 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, all we're doing is heating up the pineapple. So only takes about 30 seconds on this. Before we put all the pork back that we cooked up. Now here's where we want to be a little more ginger with the stirring. We don't want to break everything up so it's just mush. We want individual pieces of vegetables, individual meats. Remember that sauce we made at the very, very beginning of this? Well, this is it. And this is the time we're going to pour it in. Around. Lordy. And almost the last step. This is that water and cornstarch that we mixed up at the beginning that we're going to use just a little bit to thicken that sauce up. Well, here it is, nice on the plate. Our last thing is we have some chopped green onions. This is like 2 tablespoons, but of course we've got others, so we're just going to put a few on this. And then we've got a teaspoon of sesame seeds. Remember, you always eat with your eyes first. That's why we take a little time just to make it look aesthetically pleasing. Very good, and that's it. We'll put this over a bed of rice, and we are some lucky people.